Are we waiting on anyone? Daniel?
I think this is it.
Wait, there's me.
Daniel's here. He hasn't done it.
Oh, in the Scrum thing. Yeah. I see. Okay.
Okay, I'm in. Tá bom.
Ron, do you want to get us started, or Plukas,
Yeah.
do you want to kick us off in honor of being our Scrum Master for the next 2 weeks?
Oh my gosh. What a nice responsibility. We should go in the same order, I think. So, Rowan, you can start.
Okay. Okay. Thanks. Mary, thank you so much for winnowing down the landing page to its essential parts. I just have a couple of kind of follow-up questions so that I can get going on those. Actually, kind of installing. Should we garage that, or should we just go through?
Yeah, let's garage that. Let's garage that because I don't think the whole team needs to.
Yep. Okay. Yeah. I mean, that's basically all I'm looking for right now. So I'm done.
Cool. Yeah, Friday spent some time looking at kind of the 3 brands / 4 kind of artifacts we have for them between like the Open Seed page, Plow / Today, the Watch Me Pivot, and kind of like AI worth using podcast images, and trying to figure out what we're going to do with these fonts. It's funny because like I hate the serif, but then I keep coming back to the serif in like little hits. So I'm actually, I wanted to touch base with you a little bit more, Rowan, just to see, to hear some of your thoughts on the branding of the 3. I did pick out another kind of font that I'm liking for kind of Plow and potentially Watch Me Pivot, but it just isn't necessarily feeling as like the serif is doing good work on the AI worth using. So I'm like, do we really does it need to be the same? So I want to get your thoughts on that. Been working through the Open Seed page as well. Didn't land that, need to do that today. And then got edits on the Watch Me Pivot page to Rowan just as kind of a first pass of at least I think we could probably still do more with the organization of the page and maybe even doing like sub pages for some of those things, but just wanted to unblock you at least to get token maxing and some of this other stuff into it. So did that on Friday. And then also it was kind of fun. I like totally vibe coded a recipe cooking mode widget for my Life dashboard, because the Life dashboard's like sitting right on my fridge next to my stove. And I have this cool cooking app, which I kind of like hate the UI of the cooking app, but it's like very functionally good. And so I essentially tried to like one shot remake it and put it into the dashboard, which I did do that. And I did use it over the weekend, which is cool. It's still not perfect, but I'm hoping that we can like create another seed out of it and just add to like the options and dependencies of the Life dashboard seed. That's kind of me. Open seed page is top priority. Doing other stuff.
Very cool. I would love to see what that looks like, the cooking thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll take a video of it.
I've been focused on working on the seed creator. And as part of that, I decided to make have like a canonical version of Domo now, which I think was part of my problem before. So I have this like really nice thing that I made that's like working, vibe coded all of that. And then I'm like iterating on the seed creator based off of like what I've actually made. So that's going well. And so today will be more of just the seed creation and incorporating the seed creator tooling and incorporating the feedback that Daniel has left from his hardening and putting that into the creator. Yeah, that's it for me.
Okay, for me, let me see. I said I was going to make a one-shot install Airbnb, so this was canceled and changed for the other task. I said I was going to do a one-shot install of my people seed. On end of day Thursday, I demoed that for the team. I think I didn't actually install on my setup that my people, because I'm using my people, so that's the thing. If I need to install the seed, I need to throw away what I'm using. But I will do the reinstall and use it. But in the containers, it is working. So if anyone is wanting to use my people, it should work. I said I was going to work on the new Watchman pivot. It is not ready, but there is I'm working on that. I will share the link with Roy. So, Roy.
What are you working on there? What is that? Is that a design?
The design that you shared. Actually, I can share this on All Cloud. So this is the design that Roy wanted me to implement. There's a lot of hard-coded stuff there that I need to replace there. But that's what the website will look like. I shared on All Cloud. And the other thing I started working is sorry?
There might be an edit for you because
that's okay.
Sent it to me, and it's just a lot. I mean, as you probably can see, it's just like there's like live indicators everywhere, and there's like repeated text everywhere, and things like that. So I actually brought it into Figma and just like deleted a bunch of stuff. The colors and things, and so I got that back to Rowan on Friday. So he probably hasn't had a chance to reshare that with you.
Oh yeah, that's cool. Yeah, that's fine. Just let me know the most recent version. I can do that.
Cool.
Okay, thanks. I did mention I was sending it over to Mary for review, but no
worries.
Okay.
And the other thing
I should have said, and it's all gonna change.
That's what we do here, right? The other thing I started working is the auto research. So I started exploring, and I built my first convolutional neural network using auto research. So to solve let me share this real quick. 15 seconds. Oh gosh. I can't. Yeah, I screen share window. Okay. So I don't know if y'all can see my screen. Let me know if you can. Okay. So this like convolution neural network trained to solve this, I think it's called puzzle. I don't know why it is not playing, but you can see like it solves by itself. And so this was my first interaction with using auto research on something. My plan is to figure out something useful to use auto research to train and like publish this training as a seed so people can use it. But yeah, so it was a million weights neural network. That's all I know.
Wow, sounds impressive.
Yeah.
Did you do a good job of solving 2048?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. For me, I assume you're done, Daniel. Yeah, for me, I still wanted to make a video for the Airbnb dashboard, but did not get to that. I talked with Sam a bit about curation for the seed catalog, and so I started doing a bit of curation, just kind of taking an inventory of every seed we had, because some were on the seed site, some were just in the Git repo, figuring out what the dependencies are, what would be good. So the next step there is just to try installing and seeing what actually works and what doesn't work, so what we can actually feature and not feature, at least in the current state. I think we probably need some more good ones to feature as well. So the more we can do, the better I think that'll be. The other thing was I hopped back into the seed catalog pages, and Swags had made a bunch of just changes. So I wanted to make sure that I was up to date with that. And then I implemented pretty much, I think, all of the new designs that Mary had, but I have not pushed them yet. So that's my number one task for today. There's also some issues in how like the seed network is built. Not like from a visual standpoint that we talked with, but just from a programmatic standpoint. So I want to fix that first and then maybe think about how we're representing and showing the network versus the dependencies and things of that nature. And I still want to maybe take some thoughts of like what do people like really need and what do people not need to know for that.
Cool.
So that's me.
I know we've had this conversation multiple times, but I'm curious what your perspective is right now on like when you said it'd be nice to have more good seeds. Like, what is a good seed? Like a complex, like are you saying like we want like another like life dashboard type of seed that has a lot of dependency seeds feeding into it, or do we want more like recipe app seeds that then can go into the life dashboard, or like these existing seeds?
Well, first I would say that's like kind of a broader conversation on like
Yeah.
what makes a good seed. Like what exactly are we doing? But from
Yeah.
a curation standpoint, what at least
Yeah.
I'm looking for on what
Yeah.
makes a good seed is, are there subseeds? Because I think subseeds has been like a major feature. Does it install basically in one shot? I think also for testing, is it a very quick install duration? And then hopefully the other part is it useful? And I think in a launch, is it like kind of broadly sort of useful, I think is probably
Yeah.
important. Like does like so not only does it demonstrate the seed things, but also is it some sort of software that people would want to use at the end of it?
Yeah.
I think we need both. So that's the kind of my end from the curation standpoint. I think there's the what demonstrates it best, what is useful. Like that's definitely a bigger conversation.
Yeah. Cool.
But yeah, I would say if you're thinking of making one, is there a way to split it up into a subseed? And I feel like it's not just about like, oh, can I break this apart, but is the smaller item actually useful on its own to some degree? I think that's where it's like interesting, because then like it can be composable with other things.
Yeah.
I think like with Plucus, there's the kind of iMessage part, and it's like, oh, well, that could be useful to a lot of different things. So it's maybe I can just use that because maybe my seed is useful, or maybe thinking about like, okay, well, this has some functionality that maybe others could use. And so if that can be split off into a subseed, that would be good.
Cool. Yeah. I actually have an idea. Well, I don't know, we're kind of in parking lot, but for that and like my recipe thing, I use this like recipe app called Paprika, which is kind of popular, but not like, I know there's others out there too. And they're like, I'm using essentially like somebody created like a third party like backend API that just connects to like the account. But I'm like, if we could recreate that as a seed, so it's like the Paprika like data extractor is a seed that then is used by the recipe app. But then like in Plow, my original setup, I had used that same like Paprika third-party API to like be able to text Plow about like recipe planning. So it's like I already was using that in another way, so I could see that being useful to others too. So that might be a good contender.
Yeah, I mean, I think that makes sense because, like, as you're describing it, I'm like, oh, if I had like a to-do list app, then it could be like,
Yeah.
find me the recipe and then populate the to-do list app with the Paprika install. So yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
And I mean, I've heard of Paprika. I think it's
Yeah.
like, I don't use it, but I'm pretty sure it's
one
one
of
of the
those.
most popular ones. So
Yeah. Cool.
Cool. So for Garage, I want to talk just kind of go through the priorities for while Sam is out, and then it sounds like we also have other Garage items or the pivot designs. I don't know if there was anything else on that list. Cool. Okay, so this I think is all. Nothing has changed, but just to kind of enumerate the priorities that I'm going to be focused on is, I think holistically, like I think we want to have a product hunt launch like in like the 2-week timeline or something, and Sam's proposal was like to launch like the seed creator and installer like as like, hey, like this is like the thing that like how you make these things. And I feel like with that, like we also need to have like the directory of like at least like a few things on there that are like somewhat reasonable to showcase like how you can install stuff and not just have it be like a blank canvas and like create stuff. I don't know. How do you feel about that?
Makes sense.
Cool. So my priorities, I think, would be like continuing to work on the creator and the installer, making those like nice and refined. We also have this other thread of trying to keep like Wes and Jesse and Justin warm and engaged with the process of like the spec and the convention, and that kind of stuff. And so the other thing that I think Daniel could be really helpful at is like helping with coordinate the product hunt launch, and like like figuring out like what kind of marketing and videos and that kind of stuff that we would be doing. Also, I think even before launching, like I think you would be like, I reached out to all those people on Reddit and like got no engagement. I think we've proven like we don't need to test that like people are willing to share these things, but I think we need to figure out how to like get people in our community that want to share something. And like it'd be really great if you could help find somebody or find some community that people that like have stuff that they want to share, and then like we can build seeds with them to like be part of the launch ideally. Like that would be phenomenal. Otherwise we can have our own just stuff that we build, but if there was something from somebody else, I think that could be really powerful. And then, sorry, go ahead.
Lucas, I was going to say something that Sam brought to my and Daniel's attention in Slack over the weekend was that there's kind of an untapped community platform on Discord. And I know this is kind of like almost like another mouth to feed. So I'm kind of again, like we've got so many things that we're still kind of building. But I think it occurred to me that, it's probably even more of a fruitful community platform, in terms of like the ability to kind of cross-populate between like communities. Because right now we've got the kind of Plow community Slack channel, which kind of, I don't know if you guys feels a little dormant and a little isolated. And I'm wondering if like we kind of, leverage Discord as this kind of more native kind of invite people and kind of join conversations and bring people into conversations, and maybe even migrate a live there a week from Watch Me Pivot, or maybe do, and Daniel, you and I can talk about the mechanics of this. just seeing so much like more like activity and hum over there, and I just feel like it's something that maybe could be good for recruitment or for any of
Yeah.
our marketing efforts, community building efforts.
Yeah, I'm all for it. I don't have enough insight into be like Discord's great, but I mean, I'm happy. Like, I think trying something different, I think I'm all for that.
I think we just chose Slack originally because we already were on Slack and none of us had done much with Discord, I think was my recollection on.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
haven't
well, and
organized. Oh, go ahead.
creating like private, like the focus was like a private
Right,
community of
right,
threads
right.
people bought into.
Right.
But I think you're onto something. Yeah, well, we're just less familiar with Discord, so.
Yeah, I haven't organized on Discord, but I've seen things just go crazy. Like I watched the whole Weavy, which is a kind of a node-based AI, it's for like photo video, and it was like it just kind of like went crazy over there, and then ended up getting acquired by Figma for like $200 million because they were having these like what they called office hours at 12 o'clock on Friday. I just saw that just take off. I think there's some really exciting opportunity over there.
Yeah.
That's nice. I don't think I shared, but I do have my own Discord community. There's like 150 people that joined since the beginning.
Sure.
I'm not like,
Of course you do.
I'm not active. I'm not active. I don't use it, but like when I'm doing live streams, I just leave a QR code to a page that has two links, one to WhatsApp, one to Discord. People join Discord. I only use WhatsApp.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is
set up the server for us if you want.
Yeah, I think we should definitely do this. I mean, even if it's, I mean, the thing I was talking about is like a little bit different almost, where but I feel like having some community for like these live streaming things just seems like obviously like a no-brainer, and Discord feels like the right place to do it. And then from that community, then if we can leverage it and be like, hey, who wants to build a seed with us? Like that seems that seems like much easier than reaching out to people on Reddit that are less engaged.
Exactly. Yeah.
Cool. And then okay, so the other thing that Sam was saying, I don't really know what this means, so I'm trying to get clarity from him, but I haven't heard back from him in a while. But like he was saying that the product hut launch should still be kind of like a private preview, because like over time, like we'll still want to like put Tom's name on this and or on some seeds or whatever. But it sounds like that's not the marker for the next 2 weeks. But I don't know how you launch this thing as a private preview, but it's something I wanted to call out.
Is it maybe that we don't want to like market a lot or like tie anything to those people's names?
I mean, when we did the first plow launch, like we didn't link it to like the today page or the tomorrow page or whatever. Like we kind of just had it on own self-contained, like we're doing something with the video, and like if you're interested, join us. Like, and so I wonder if it's less so like it's like we keep the idea of the seed self-contained, like we're launching the seed but not like a plow. I don't know, that could be wrong, but
yeah, because also with the original launch you had to pay to download it, right?
Yeah.
So like I mean, so that feels like a private thing where it's like, oh, you can pay us, you can join our community, try our thing. But I don't see how that could work with like the seed, I guess, unless it's like
create a seed
you're paying to then join this community where we're going to make seeds with you, and like we have these great tools to do this.
I don't think it has to be a paid thing. I think that was just like a gimmick we were trying to like see if we could create this like exclusivity, like, ooh, yeah, want to
Yeah.
buy in.
I mean, it kind of worked, I guess, a little bit.
Yeah, we got like 20 people. But
that was the most successful product on launch, though, right?
well, I think technically Shellmate was the most successful.
Yeah. I think if we're counting for revenue, that was our most successful. If we're counting for like positioning, Showmate was top 3.
Top 3? Wow. Okay. How high did Plow get?
Like 19.
Oh, really? Wow.
I mean, but we didn't try. That was the thing, and I'm curious. Maybe this is a good clarification from Sam. Is like, are we going to try to get a high ranking on this, or do we kind of just want to put it out there and see?
Yeah, it's just like the reps play, or like.
Yeah,
I get the sense if he's using the words like private preview and like eventually we'll want to launch it for real and with credible names like Tom. This
okay, then probably not. Okay,
a rep thing, I would guess, but
okay,
we can get some clarity.
Sounds good.
And Jonathan, I guess like the stuff that I think could be really interesting that it sounds like you're already kind of thinking about is like the seed validator stuff, where like we have some sort of like async pipeline that kind of runs these seeds in the background somehow, or like, you know, runs through the install steps and like, you know, whatever's in that like validation, evolution, mutation type realm, I think is pretty interesting. I haven't thought anything about that. That's kind of like the stuff that you started on.
Yeah, well, so Swags had really done more on when seeds are submitted, doing like a automatic validation. I was thinking for me not necessarily doing it in an automated way, but honestly that makes more sense. So I can probably spend a little time and try to get that and then see from a curation standpoint if it can pass at least validated installs. And I think the main issue is most seeds do require some questions up front, so I can see what I can do with that.
Yeah,
there's a little, you know, human input, but maybe some of that human input can be pretty well fake.
Yeah,
or you do it one time and then it just uses that for additional validations.
I'm wondering even if for like the install or the seed creator, it's like if there was some central service that like that we could have where like even the creator could go and like, you know, it's like, hey, this is my take at like building this thing, and then it goes off and talks to like the central service that like runs through the actual steps that it created, and, you know, see if it can pass some sort of validation, or if there's errors or issues or whatever, then it can send it back down to the creator to like keep tweaking based on the source.
Yeah, I mean, that'd be pretty nice. I think also if when you say I want to test it, if you supply answers that then could be used in the future, that way it's like, oh, we have the catalog of like the testable answers. Then that would probably go a good way to making so we can just like validate and people can validate and automate a lot more easily.
Yeah.
I feel like we're making a big and like potentially correct assumption that like this needs to be one shot, but like I just kind of wonder if there's like a way for us to like validate that versus like even some of the stuff you were playing around with, Lucas, with your like Domo like UI and like installer UI of like what if people don't mind if it's not one shot, but they like just don't want to babysit a terminal. So if like there's like a clear way for input stuff, like they actually wouldn't mind it. It's just like a terminal is annoying, you know. When I mean, like I know we're targeting people who live in terminal, but like versus like, yeah, I actually don't like, as long as I don't have to do a lot of the work. If they ask me a question every once in a while, it's like fine, like whatever.
So my definition of what a one shot is like, I'm imagining that you download the seed, you run some install command, it does a bunch of work for unmonitored work for a certain amount of time, and then you get presented with like an installer where you can just, you know, walk through some UI or a terminal UI, whatever the UI is, but you answer questions like sequentially as if like this was like a nice Mac OS installer where you're like, you know, you have the single window and it's like, where do you want to install this? You click next, and then like maybe you connect an account or something and you click next, and then the next screen's immediately there. And it's not like some LLMs running, processing, finding other stuff in the code, churn. 5 minutes later, you get the next question. It's just like a step-by-step, you go through a series of things. And then at the end of that, then there's another period where it goes and it churns and it builds, and it can take X amount of time. But it's like the single shot to me means like one interaction with the user where you go through some sort of setup, and then it builds the thing, and then it's done.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's
I would say
what everyone else is thinking a one shot is, but like it's definitely my mind. Like I'm not targeting like you push enter and then
It's
you
gone.
have software. Yeah.
I mean, I do have like some thoughts. So thought number one is if we don't ask questions or have any like customization at all, then it almost feels silly to do it as a seed because it could be deterministic and as a script and run through much faster. So there should be some customization, at least to the environment.
Yeah.
Then from a user experience standpoint, having all the questions up front and then just going is the better user experience for sure, if that's possible. I think the thing where we have some issues though is part of the reason I think in doing it as an agent is so it can like fix and figure things out along the way. And then there's always going to be certain situations where it doesn't know up front. Hopefully we can like feed that back in and we can improve it so it can make these decisions up front. But like in some ways it's almost contradictory to the notion of a seed that it would know everything up front, because again, you could just do like an installer. So yeah, I think at the very least being able to have like good notifications when things happen would be pretty useful, whether it's in the terminal or in a much better UI that I think makes sense. But yeah, I kind of feel like the notion of a one shot I think is good for people starting out and having a good experience, but maybe isn't like the end all be all of what a seed needs to be.
Yeah. Cool.
I think it's just a bad name. I mean, because even Sam's like Sam that he was calling one shot installs was like it asked you 10 questions up front. And that upfront also was like not right away. I don't think either. Like there was some build phase to like generate this thing, I think.
Well, I think what we're
for
going
my
for
purposes
is not like it's one shot in the way that like the installer package creates a working thing by the end of it. And it doesn't require you to then like go back and forth and be like, no, move this button here. No, like change this color, like add this functionality, you know, like that is all in the install versus, yeah. Cause I mean, even one shot prompts, like we're essentially assembling the one shot prompt and then we're running it. So we're like, right? That's essentially, I mean, yeah. We can come up with a better name.
Yeah, I mean, for the purposes of the curation, yeah, I think probably a better name would be good. For the purposes of curation, yeah. I was kind of figuring like, oh, there will be a certain part where it figures out dependencies and what it needs. We'll ask questions, that's okay, and then should be able to go from there is kind of what I'm putting in this bucket of at least easy to use. So it's not like immediate upfront. Some questions are okay, but it needs to be in like a beginning phase and then not like 10 minutes down the road be like, oh, I forgot to ask you this thing.
Yeah. In my mind, it's just like Terraform. Like you run Terraform, plan or apply. It like crunches through all this stuff to see what the difference is. Like, and it presents you with this thing of like, here's what I'm going to do. And, you know, maybe it asks you questions and then you say, yes, I'm going to go do it. And then there's another period of it going and actually doing and building all that infrastructure for you, and then it lets you know when it's done. But there's just like the one interaction. There's that one bit of user interaction in the middle.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, one interaction install, maybe not one shot install.
Yeah. One
Really?
installer.
One session install.
It's like one brainstorm install. Does the
Yeah.
brainstorm with you at the beginning? And
There you go.
Yeah. And then I'll send out my notes here, but the last thing, Jonathan, too, is like you continuing to own the website and like what that means for like how, like what's the directory, like what stuff we're going to promote, like and all that for the product.
Sorry, what's the direct? You mean the catalog?
The catalog.
And what? Okay, yeah.
Like yeah. So I'll send out these notes in Slack now. Did you guys want to chat about or before we move on, if there's anything else? Otherwise, we can move onto the pivot design garage.
Cool. Great. I don't know if okay, what do I want to share? Can you share screen here? Yes, you can. Oh. All right. I mean, if people don't want to stick around for this, you don't need to, for sure. But if you want to, you can. So I was trying to find kind of a different font to work with Plow that's not this italic. But yeah, so I kind of found one that like matches the logo that I'm fairly happy with, but Rowan, what I wanted to like put in front of you is like, I feel like the italics actually works pretty well for the AI worth using. And I feel like it's fine if we like use that in that brand, but not in like the Plow brand too. But I was just curious kind of how you were feeling about that. I pulled some of them into it, and it's just like, I don't know, it loses that kind of like lockup strength.
Yeah.
I do think we could potentially like pull it into like the kind of change the treatment. I think this is the original with just the DM mono in these two lines. And I kind of like the idea of using a sans and then like pulling in the italics for like the names. Cause again, it's like almost using the italics as like the trust marker, right? Of like, okay, this is what you're going to get. But, like, these are the people you trust. And like, this is the AI worth using, like kind of like as that hit. So yeah, made those kind of little tweaks and things, and then cleaned up the kind of more square watch me pivot lockup. But then also I was like, I feel like there's going to be times where we're going to want it like more horizontal. So also kind of created a version that is more horizontal for that. And then another thought I had too was like, do we just like I don't know. I was like, Plow and AI worth using the same kind of like color palette. Like, do we really, sorry, I gotta change this a little, play a little dance game. Do we really want like this to be the same, or does it actually look better kind of like doing a contrast there of like, all right, have Plow be the Volt on the darker green versus like the darker green on the Volt, or even like just really leaning into like plow is Volt on black. And like that's how it is in Watch Me Pivot, because Watch Me Pivot is literally watching plow progress, versus AI Worth Using is kind of just this like spin-off podcast that like is Sam and it's Tom and it's, you know, like it's talking about it, but it's like not actually the plow brand, you know. But I don't know, you've been thinking about the intertwinings of these brands a lot more than I have, so wanted to kind of get your take on that, some of those thoughts.
Yeah, well, I love the italics being the kind of that kind of like the kind of trust layer being applied,
or like the human layer, right? Like here you're talking about AI, you know, versus plow might be AI, you know.
Yeah, I really love the use of the italics in the AI Worth Using artwork. And yeah, I like the idea of plow being kind of black and the Volt green, and that kind of being like, yeah, that locked in. Did you apply a texture to the? There's a little bit of a kind of a gray off, like a kind of lighter. I do like that.
I don't know how reasonable it is to use all the time, but I think it was on our like original Plow Today site, and then I think Daniel brought it into the Watch Me Pivot, or maybe an LLM automatically brought it into Watch Me Pivot because it was pulling from Plow Today, and it kind of works. And
I like it. Yeah.
Even I don't know if I'll be able to pull this. I think it got closed. I was playing with some like kind of animated GIF versions of the logo too, where like the plow just has a slight like flicker to it. So it's like Watch Me Pivot's there, but then like the plow kind of like flickers a little.
Yeah. I like that. I think that, I mean, in terms of like having two variations, I don't know, I might suggest we just kind of pick a lane. And I do think, yeah, the square does kind of it is kind of hard to kind of continue to kind of roll that out. Sometimes it's just easier to have it be less square and more rectangular. It has like more utility, I think, like that. So I'm kind of inclined to kind of commit to that.
To this guy.
Yeah. I like it a lot, and I think that works well. But I'd like to kind of stay with, if we're going to go with that texture, well, I guess black can live in with that texture. That looks good. That looks really good.
Cool.
Yeah, and I do like the inverse. Maybe you could put the inverse in there of the, what is it, Grove and that one. Yeah. Should we kind of include that? I was thinking more with that next to the AI Worth Using. But if we do that, we're gonna end up needing to use the square for the negative space around it. But
well, I don't think we have to be. I think like, so yeah, I don't know. I don't think any of these colors have to be like super hard set. Like I wouldn't change this. I think that totally works. I just think like whenever plow lives, like, is plow more Volt, you know? I mean, we shouldn't like make plow like pink, but I don't think
I know using
the other.
Yeah. Plow should be Volt whenever it's in its primary use.
Or tied to Volt.
Right.
Like on the background. Yeah. So.
Okay.
Cool.
Very cool.
Let's see how this lives out.
Yeah.
I just saw that you're doing some comments too.
Yeah, I just had some questions. You know, yeah. Should we just kind of make that adjustment across the board? Don't worry about that second comment. How do people join the token maxing leaderboard? Is that is there an application? Are they invited?
There's a GitHub repo with the instructions on how to publish their stats. So they need
I
to clone the repo and register themselves.
got it. Okay.
So this should just link to the GitHub repo.
Got it. Okay, great.
Mm,
All right.
cool.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have too much thoughts on these.
Okay.
Okay. Oh yeah, perfect. Yeah, I mean, honestly, for these two, I didn't have any of the files, and the color was obviously a little wrong, but
Yeah.
I do feel like if we're gonna own the Volt on the podcast, like why not just own it? And so it's like it's right obnoxious
Yeah.
this section, but you're not gonna miss it. Like
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I feel this is we could hand this off to Daniel then to do the update.
Cool. Yeah. I mean, I saw your thing here. I mean, I guess the question is like practically, right? Like maybe Daniel, you have an opinion on this. Like right now it's like you click into one of the feeds and then you can watch it live versus or it just goes live versus like there's like kind of tabs where you can like tab between them right now on the bottom. So I don't know how you're imagining this as like all of them are playing automatically, Rowan, or you like you're seeing all of them at the same time, or is it like these are frozen and only the big one is playing, or are none of them playing, and when you click this then it goes into like a full screen of just that feed?
Yeah, I was kind of imagining them be more just kind of, yeah, if you click into it, it goes to that stream, but and these are just kind of thumbnails really.
Yeah, I actually do think there's something nice about like the functionality of the way Daniel has it right now, because you can kind of just easily see who's on and who's not, and like switch between them, versus like if you click in, or like if I click this and then it goes full screen, if I want to switch, then I have to like close or go back and then open another one.
Right.
So you might want to change that. I was just trying to do the minimal kind of passive way.
Yeah, no, I think the way Daniel has it, we can just recreate that. This was also kind of placeholder for me too. And then I did create some alternative headlines and some subheads here. I don't know if Sam
before we switch topics, like this design, it worked for my implementation. Like just leaving the thumbnail if the live is not playing, with the live indicator if the person is actually live or not, and if the person clicks that, then it switches the one that is bigger.
Oh, cool.
And only the big one is playing, and all the other ones are paused with the thumbnail there.
That works.
So yeah, this works for me, so if it works for you all.
Cool. Yeah, as long as like you feel like the main screen is big enough, like you get enough real estate for it.
Yeah.
You could also go to like a YouTube file, like up next, like I don't know.
Yeah, it was like just like it is in the design. That's the same size. If the person wants to watch it like full screen, it will need to click full screen. So if you don't like that size, then you could propose something else, and I.
Okay, well, we'll just keep it for now if you have it working.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's not a reason to keep stuff. Okay, we can just throw away and re-implement. So whatever.
No, but I can have it and we can see it. We can see it and see how it goes.
Yeah, cool. Actually, I think it's live on that Scrum Outloud. That link should be playing the Watch Me Pivot live, and then if you click my name, you can change to mine and see if you like
that's
that
cool.
or not.
That's really cool. That's awesome. Okay, so next steps then. I think my questions were really just kind of pretty easily resolvable. Do you need anything from me, Mary, to hand off the file to Daniel? Do you need like those watch me AI worth using AI files color corrected and sent
Yeah,
over?
probably.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Let me get those updated then and sent over,
Okay,
and then we
great.
can hand it off to Daniel. Amazing.
Cool. Cool.
Cool.
Cool.
Right. Go team, go.
Yeah. Go team. Take care, everyone.
Go team.
Bye.
See you guys.